Hello, everyone. How are you all doing this evening? I hope that you are all having a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Hello, Cher. Yes, it's always good to set the reminders. That's why I share them because I even have to set one for myself so that it shows up on my phone. Hi, Bach. Good evening, everyone. Used to saying good morning with the cool members emoji, because if you join my membership, and I just added another one for $1.99 because it was requested, so that should be up there soon if it's not already. Then you get cool emojis, so you might want to do that. Hello. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. I'm having a good weekend. I just might be under the weather right now, and I'm not sure why. Hello, Christina. Hello, how are you? Yeah, about an hour after I woke up this morning, I started to get a sore throat, started to not feel the greatest. That's why I had to kind of move the stream a bit. The little one was playing Roblox, and I was like, all right, we will just move the stream. So we had a nap. Now I'm feeling a bit better. Yes, do not forget to like and subscribe. Christina, my fabulous mod. So yeah, it wasn't good, Cher. It wasn't good. I was not feeling the greatest. I am still not feeling 100%, but I am feeling better than I was earlier. So there is that. And my daughter and I are having a sleepover tonight. So, you know. Yay. Okay, so today I wanted to discuss specifically the tax scams that are happening, just because there's a few new ones. And I feel like it's really important just to update on all of the scams that are going on. Now, tax season is right now for people in the US. It's kind of started here as well. You should be getting all of your slips if you haven't already. They'll be coming any day now. You should usually have them all by the end of April, because taxes here in Canada are usually due by the end of June at the latest. And so we're just going to kind of discuss the scams right now. We've talked a bit in the past about the CRA IRS scam, but we have not discussed all of the tax scams in full. So I thought it would be really good. Yay, Cher! Good job. Do them up. Woo! Yeah, see, I just get my stuff in like mid-April, so I usually get them done in May. In May I go, and then they're all done for me. But we've talked a little bit about the IRS CRA scam, but there's been a few more that have kind of popped up. And so let's just discuss them. Now, I'm just going to repeat again. I know we've kind of been through this, but just know that the IRS nor the CRA contact you via email, text message, or social media to request your personal or financial information. They do not demand immediate payment, especially using a specific payment method, especially things like wire transfers and gift cards. And they'll always mail you a bill first. You'll get that in the mail in the appropriate heading. You'll get an actual CRA, IRS headed paper from the actual place with a bill on it. You will always be given the opportunity to question or appeal the amount you owe as well. So again, if they call and they say to you, if you don't pay this by the end of this phone call, you're going to jail. They're not offering you the ability to appeal anything. So chances of it being a scam are very, very high. Hello, Emily. Nice to see you. Exactly. They don't threaten to arrest, right? They're not going to do that. Fix your computer, Joe. Yeah, they never ever going to say that to you because you have the ability to appeal anything from the tax place. And if they called you up randomly, like there goes that ability to appeal. And like I've often said, the police do not tend to give you a warning on the telephone if they're coming to arrest you. It doesn't happen. So they'll never threaten you with that. That's the next one. And they cannot revoke your driver's license, your immigration status, or a business license. There's other places that would come for that, right? Like the DMV comes after your driver's license. You have immigration. They're the ones that will contact you about your status if need be. And your business license, that's up to places like the Better Business Bureau, like the tax place won't take away your business license. They can apply for you to have your business license, revoked if you owe them in back taxes. But again, you would get all of that information. And also the IRS has started doing in-person visits to those who owe taxes. And if someone comes knocking on your door, they will have an identification card, some way to prove to you that they are actually part of the IRS. It says here they have an HSPD 12 card, and you have the right to see them. Always ask to see the credentials. And if you, for some reason, don't know what to look for, I suggest knowing what these things look like. But if for some reason you see it and you feel iffy about it, you can always call the IRS and, ask them if they have sent someone to your home, and they could probably tell you who the agent is on the phone, and then you could double check it with his name at the door or something, right? So there's a scam that has started where they're actually telling you that they're going to suspend or cancel your SSN, which is the SIN number in the US. And we have apparently also had it here where they say they're going to cancel your SIN number. It's a scare tactic to get you to answer or return the call. Make no mistake, it's a scam. Block the number, and I also always recommend reporting it, because the best way to kind of fight against these scams is if you actually report. Last time the IRS called me, I was working midnights, woke up, and when they wanted to arrest me, I told them I'd make Waco look like a picnic. Yes. Well, I hope that you have a really good family dinner, Emily, and I appreciate you being here. Of course, the replay will be up so you can watch that later if you want to. So, yeah, I think I remember you telling us that, Joe. You're like, Waco will be easy for me. And they're probably like, oh gosh, maybe we just shouldn't mess with this dude. So, again, they always have the IRS CRA email impersonations. Usually they send it with a link. This one has a subject line of automatic income tax reminder or electronic tax return reminder. And when you press on the link, which I do not suggest doing at all, they actually have a fake IRS looking site. And this is why I often tell people to let their elderly ones and the loved ones know about this. Because to a lot of people, if they click on the link and then it looks like the actual IRS or CRA website, they're going to think, oh, okay, this is legit. But it will be like, it'll look a lot like it, but it won't be it, and there'll be like ways to tell it's not it. Usually there's one or two little things changed in the web browser address, so there's ways to kind of double check, but they don't tend to send you an email with a link. And the best way is to always go to the site yourself instead of clicking on the email, because of course, if you click on the link, there's always a way that they could have a phishing kind of scam as well. And then they're hooked to your computer and stealing your personal information. So you don't want that. And like I said, the best way is to just know that the IRS and CRA are not sending you emails. I've said this before. If you have a portal to go to, like here we have the Canada Revenue Agency, my account login, like you go there to log in, right? They're not going to send you another link to log in to pay that. And they'll send you, like, we get an email that will just say, go check my account. You have mail in there, you have new information. So you can get like a notification set on that. So it's okay to have that notification set, and then that way, if they do email you that, you know to go to the actual CRA, IRS website and be like, okay, I'm going to check it directly from that. Don't click on anything in emails. Calls from the Taxpayer Advocate Service. Now, this one's kind of a newer one that I hadn't really heard of before. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video was because, like I said, there was a few on here that I haven't covered yet. So there's a lot of the IRS phone impersonation ones, like we just talked about, the CRA phone impersonation ones. But this year has brought a new one into the spotlight where the criminals claim to be from the Taxpayer Advocate Service, TAS. Now, apparently this is an actual legitimate independent organization within the IRS. So this is specifically to the USA. Now, again, like the IRS itself, they do not initiate phone calls to you. You would contact them first. So this is a real agency. If you are having issues with your taxes, you can actually call the Taxpayer Advocate Service. That's great information to know that that's available to you if you're in the USA. However, if you have not contacted this place yourself and all of a sudden they're claiming to want contact with you, red flag, that's the scam. And what they'll do is they'll, of course, be demanding some form of payment to you, or they'll say there's a refund waiting for you. And they're going to try to get your personal information. It might even be for your tax information. So just be wary of that. Come here, computer. Why are you messing up on me? I literally just plugged this in, and it shouldn't be. I love my computer. All right, so basically, they're going to try to get into your actual IRS CRA portal. And then once they get in there, they'll have all of your information, all of your tax information. Once scammers have your actual tax information, they can really mess you over. I mean, they have your address in there. They'll have your SIN or SSN in there. They'll have all of your taxpayer information. And if you've ever tried to get like a loan for a house or a car or something like that, you know that oftentimes they'll ask for like your tax information on a certain tax line. They do that here in Canada anyway a lot. I'm assuming the States is similar. So, you know, they can really mess you over with that information. That one is a really scary, scary thing. I just put on a Russian accent and screamed, "Don't deport. We have papers." Just start screaming at them into the phone. Yeah, see, they would just need that information, then they could actually steal every single thing from you, even off your whole computer. If you check your like bank account information on your computer, which a lot of people do now, they can have that as well. Now, the other newer scam is that there's actually ghost tax return preparers. Now, I don't mean ghost like they're passed on, they're in the afterlife, like boo, like ooh, Halloween. No, not that type of ghost. Okay, I know, disappointing, not as fun or scary, I guess. Well, it might be as scary. Might be as scary. So these so-called preparers typically don't have any sort of credentials for preparing taxes, and they may require payment in cash or not provide a receipt. They'll also invent income or claim fake deductions to boost your refund, demanding payment in the form of a percentage of your tax refund. Awesome, right? I bet you it is, Cher. I'll have to have you do a reading for an r/video in one once. So basically, they are fake tax people. So if you go and you see an accountant, or here in Canada, we have like H&R Block, places like that, you can sometimes find like the private accountants, more private tax agencies. A lot of them are legit. However, due to that, now there's a bunch of scammers out there that have decided to make these fake tax return preparing agencies, basically just to get your information to mess you over. Now, everyone out there that does taxes has to have, all right, they have to have credentials that qualify them to handle your taxes. They'll also never promise you a large refund. Okay, you're not going to get a huge refund. They're not going to lie on your tax information for you. There is not a legitimate tax accountant out there that is going to be willing to lie to get you extra money or help you get out of paying taxes or anything like that. Okay, nobody will. Now, they'll offer several payment options. All right. Offer several payment options. They won't try to pad your return, and they'll also sign the return and include the preparer tax identification number for legal purposes. So, I guess a great way to ensure that the person that is doing your taxes is not one of these ghost tax return preparers is to ask them for their preparer tax identification number. I mean, it should be fine to ask people for their credentials. Like I said, if you ask someone for their credentials and they start giving you a hard time about it, you got to start questioning those credentials. You know, that makes me worry. So it's okay to be like, "Hey, listen, I need to see your preparer tax identification number. I need to ensure you have one." Or ensure you're going to an actual agency. Like here in Canada, we have H&R Block where you could go to get your taxes done. They are like a really big chain, basically, of a tax agency. So you could go there and get your taxes done, very well known. You know it's legit, and they're well known. There's also here in Canada, we have a lot of government set up tax preparers, so you can check out that and go see one of them. But there are some people that like to go see, like I said, almost like a private accountant. And I feel like that's who this scam's targeting. So don't ever become a victim. Recognize all of these. And again, here in the USA, all right, report any phone calls or emails from scammers to phishing@irs.gov. Please do report it. Please do report it. Seriously, because that's the best way. Report it, send them the email link if you get it in an email, send them any of the contact information you have, especially if it's like one of these like ghost tax preparers. If you do see someone out there and you're getting your taxes done more privately, and then you realize, oh my God, this person is a ghost tax return preparer, please report them, get them shut down. That is the best way to ensure that you are not getting ripped off, or other people aren't getting ripped off. So on the paper tax forms, they have to put that number on the form. Yes, exactly. So if if you get your taxes done and then that number isn't put on there, you might want to contact the IRS or the Canada Revenue Agency, because we have the type of thing here. We're going to get into that in a minute. Basically, and let them know. That's the best thing to do if you do get taken by this one, is to let them know, hey, I went and got my taxes done by this place. I heard that there's a ghost tax preparer scam, and I just realized that that number's not on my form. Let them know so that then if they do get that false tax information, you've already reported it, because they might send in some false tax thing to try to mess you over, and then you're going to get charged with tax fraud, and that's not good. What they're hoping is that you get some kind of automatic return with a big amount, and then they probably ask you for a whole percentage of that. Another way to protect yourself too is to ensure you know what percentage they're supposed to be taking from you. It's different everywhere, I found out. So there's no way for me to be like, oh, hey, except for here in Canada, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same across the board, but these places are only allowed to take out a certain percentage if they are agreeing to take payment from your taxes for doing taxes. Does that make sense? It's like a very teeny tiny percentage for the accountants, and then places usually like H&R Block and that will have a set fee. They'll be like, it's $30 to get your taxes done. So just, report it to the CRA, report it to the IRS, and that way you don't get in trouble. They'll be like, oh no, you got scammed by the ghost fraud people, and then you're not in trouble. You don't want to be the one in trouble for that scam at all, because like I said, that can actually mess up your entire taxes, get you charged with tax fraud. You definitely don't want that. You do not. So this is kind of the Canadian version. That was the American version. This is more about Canada now. So, because in the US, it's the IRS. Here, it's the Canada Revenue Agency. So we have the common scams. Now, once again, we've already talked about phone scams. So I'm going to kind of skip over the ones that we've already talked about. I've often said in the past, the USA, Canada, we have very similar scams. It's just in the US, it's the IRS doing it. In Canada, they're pretending to be the IRS. In Canada, they're pretending to be the Canada Revenue Agency. That's like the only difference. Other than that, it's pretty much all the same scams across the board. And I want to concentrate more on the newer ones, like I said, that come out this year, like the lovely ghost refund scammer. I saw the name at first. I was like, a ghost? They call him a ghost? Oh, okay. So the phone scams we've already discussed, where, they pretend to be the CRA calling you. The email phishing scams, again, don't click on any links. They don't send you an email. Not at all. All of your information is on the CRA site, my account, my business account, or represent a client. Those are the only options you have, because represent a client, some people have like a guarantor or something that does that kind of thing for them, or their accountant, private accountant. That's who would go into that area. If you have a business, you go into the business account. And of course, my account is your personal tax account. If they do call you, all right, or send you an email containing links, it is because you already have a call or meeting with an agent. Okay, so right now, with what's going on in our world, they are doing some meetings over the computer. I don't feel like this would be done for like the personal accounts as much as it would be for the business accounts. Does that make sense? So they're doing some of these meetings over the computer. You would know you have an appointment with that. You would be expecting the email with the, I'm assuming they use like Google Hangouts or Zoom or something to do that in. You know. So if you don't already have that appointment and you get some link, don't click it. It's a scam. Text and instant message scams, they don't do that. Okay, they do not text you. All right, they're not getting a hold of you on Facebook. Okay, you're never going to have the Canada Revenue Agency on Facebook get a hold of you about your taxes. Again, report that to Facebook and also wherever we could report it to, every single place. Same with the IRS. If you guys are ever sitting there in the US, you're on Facebook, you get some weird IRS Facebook calling you know, just, it's not the actual IRS. Good thing we don't have a lot to fill out. Took me less than an hour to do the Fed and state taxes. Yeah, we don't have a lot to fill out here either. You can get them done pretty quickly. And we even have, like the website ones, like TurboTax and stuff that you can use. I recommend, if you don't want to go in and see an accountant to do that, or like I said, go to a place like H&R Block, unless you know the person is a good accountant. That's the best way to avoid getting taken by the ghost. So, when in doubt, okay, always get a hold of the CRA. Just like when in doubt in the States, always get a hold of the IRS. Nothing wrong with calling them up specifically and being like, hey, I got this email and they're saying that I actually owe money and I have to do immediate payment. We also have a way to appeal here. So if you don't think that you owe the money back, you could be like, hey, I don't think I owe this money back. So again, they're not going to be calling you going, you have to pay this right now or else we're going to send you to jail, because it's not a thing. And the cops don't call us here either and give us a warning that they're coming to arrest us. Otherwise, a lot of criminals would be on the run right now. Could you imagine that? So here we have kind of some extra ways on how you could protect yourself, okay? Because we're having all similar scams. Here we also have fake clinics to do taxes. That's creepy to me that there's actual fake accountants and clinics out there being open. Apparently, it's very new to this year. I'm sure they've had some fake people doing taxes in the past, but it's actually gotten to the point now where they're very worried in Canada and the US and most likely the UK. I bet you that's happening there too, where they are actually opening up so many of these places and so many people are getting scammed with this that they're actually warning everyone about it. And that's freaky to me. That's freaky. I'm like, how do they have so many of these scam artists opening up that kind of thing? So while they're saying, they're having all this go on, they've also, of course, given us ways that we can protect ourselves. So it says, stay protected from fraud and theft this tax season. While recognizing the signs of tax-related fraud can help ease the burdens associated with these schemes, there are multiple steps you can take to prevent becoming a victim of tax scams in the first place. You're already taking the first step right now by watching this video. Because like I said, the best way to protect yourself is to be aware of them, to educate yourself on what's out there. If you're going to go make a purchase, kind of look into the best way to make that purchase. It's like if you're going to buy a car, you're probably going to start researching what car lot you want to go to. Make sure you do that. Make sure you don't end up at one that's a scam. Maybe we'll talk about that as a scam in future. But I'm just saying it's the same sort of thing with taxes. If you're going to go get your taxes done at an agency, make sure you can look it up. Look at the reviews. If it's some kind of place that has no reviews, you can't find it online anywhere. Or if you do find it online, it appears to be brand new. it's most likely one of these ghost refund tax places, and you should not be there. Now, the best way to stop yourself from getting scammed from a lot of these phishing and email scams is to use a password protected as a first line of defense. Make sure everything has a password on it. It says devices benefit from physical security. This is as simple as locking your smartphones. As simple. I can't read anymore. As locking your smartphones, tablets, and computers with a PIN or password. Should one of those devices get lost or stolen, a lock provides a barrier for those who might try to access your personal and financial information on them. Make sure that your passwords for everything are different. A lot of people use the same password for everything. Do not do that. Also, be very wary of these programs that say they're going to keep all of your passwords. I don't personally like those Google things that are like, I'll hold on to all of your passwords for you, and then when you go to log in, I'll just drop the password there because, yeah. Because I'm always like, if someone steals my phone or my computer and I have all of my passwords saved on this Google password thing, they're getting into everything. I have all of my passwords saved. They just have to be like, yep, it's this one, right? Oh, and Cher makes a good point too. Don't trust them if they are too inexpensive. Yes, that's the other thing that you know to look out for, is that always be careful of people not charging what you would usually charge for that service. Always be careful of that. And don't pay anyone with, gift cards. You never pay. You never pay with gift cards. But yeah, I'm always scared of those password things. They'll steal every single password from you if you use one of those. So be careful. I know it sounds really old school, but I still write my passwords down on like a piece of paper and then hide them in my house instead of like having it on my computer. I know I'm an old school bee, but it's just better because, unless you're robbing my house and you come across a piece of paper in my secret hiding spot randomly in my house that I'm not going to tell you where it is right now because that would take away from it being secret if I announce it on the internet. But, you're not getting my passwords. The chances of you wanting to rob me of a piece of paper in my house is very slim. I'm sure there's other things you would grab first. So, that way, though, they steal your computer or they somehow hack onto your computer, there's no way for them to go into that lovely little security password holder place because that always freaks me out. It's always freaked me out. It will always freak me out. Sounds like a great idea, but honestly, they need to come up with a password for that thing. Because if someone gets into your computer, like they have all your passwords, you should then need a different password to use the passwords or something. I don't know how they can fix that, but it freaks me out. Another thing you can do is you can actually get a security software like a virus blocker. That's good. Always have one of those, and that will protect you from ransomware attacks, which again is another type of tax scam that has been on the rise. That's where crooks hold your data hostage for a price. So you actually get a freaking phone call from one of these people like, we have all your passwords. If you pay us $75 on a Steam card, we will give you your passwords and everything back. And it's like, what? It's a scam. They probably don't have your passwords, and if they do, it's a lot better to just, clear all of your devices, come up with new passwords for things, and not give them any money. Don't give them money. Dispose of your old technology and data securely. This one is very important, okay? Your old computer and hard drive and even your old phone Okay, they have loads of personal information and your financial information. Like I said, people are checking their bank accounts. They have it now at the store where you can use your debit card right from your phone and tap it and pay, which sounds like it's really convenient, but it doesn't become that convenient when it comes to scammers, because now a scammer just has to steal your phone from you. It's a lot easier to steal your phone than it is to hack into your information. So, you got to be careful of that. Don't ever put your phone down and look away. Don't leave your phone places. Make sure that you bring it everywhere with you. For the younger generation, not so much of an issue, as soon as they don't have their phones in their hands, their heart stops. So they probably always pay attention. I have straight up left my phone somewhere, left the place. I left it in a public bathroom once, walked out, walked about halfway down the mall, and then went, oh, crap, my phone just got left in that bathroom. Went back and got my phone. Luckily, it was still there. It's just, I'm still not used to having it in my hand 24/7. And so, just be careful. Don't be like me and leave it in a public bathroom and walk away from it, because someone could have stolen my phone. And I don't use the bank phone debit card thing, but for those who do, just be very careful. It takes nothing for someone to grab your phone from you and take off, have access to everything that you own. And if you are getting rid of your old phone, make sure that you take all that stuff off of the phone. All right? There's also places that you can take those electronics. There's e-waste disposals, so you could take it there, and they'll make sure that if they do recycle your electronics, then they're doing it in a secure way where they clear everything off of it first. But it's still better if you give it to those places. I often suggest just swiping everything off your phone first. Log out of everything. Make sure you're logged out of every single app, especially like the bank account app. Make sure that if you are using one of those Google Save Passwords things, that you've like turned it off and erased all of the passwords from it. Do that kind of thing even before you give your phone to one of these places, just because you never know, right? You never know. If you think that you have been a victim of a tax scam or identity theft, which is what will happen to you, most likely, if you're a victim of a tax scam, they're trying to steal your identity or get money out of you. It's always one of those two things. They're either asking you for money right this second, sometimes, or else you're going to jail. Other times, they threaten you with other things, like it said here, like, we have your personal information, you're not going to get it. Okay, just get off the phone with them, call the CRA and be like, do you guys have are you holding my personal information hostage? They'd be like, no. But like I said, a lot of times it's like elderly people that kind of get scared when they hear that. So oh no, I better pay right now. And people can panic. I've heard of it where they've actually gone scammed and then they've hung up the phone afterwards and then been like, oh crap, I think I just got scammed, because you can get into a place of panic. The best way to not get into a place of panic is to be educated on the scams, so that in advance, if one of these places call you or send you this email, it's a scam. Don't freak out. Calm down. You be okay. If you think you've been a victim, the best thing, like I said, is to call them. Call them. Say, I think that I was just a part of a scam. This is what happened. Call the police, okay? You have to call the police, especially if it could be something like identity fraud happening to you. You have to call the police. If you do not make a police report, okay, and they end up taking money from your bank account or using your identity for something, down the line, it could be a lot harder for you to prove that was not you, because you did not make a police report. If your wallet gets stolen, make a police report. If you forget your wallet in places, The least you need to do is do things like call your bank, call your credit card, let them know that you have misplaced it, you have no clue where it is. Call these places and let them know. Report even if you misplace it. Because then if somebody else picks it up somewhere and then they go to use it, you've already reported it. But the best place to report it to is always the police, okay? Call the freaking police. Call the police. Call them. Make the report. Best way to protect yourself. Again, know what all these scams are. Know what these scams are. The best way is always education and awareness. And this is a great website, too, I just want to say, for keeping track of all of the scams. It's the McAfee website. So, I highly recommend coming and checking it out. It will keep you up to date on all of the scams. But for now, the most scariest one, all right, is the fake ghost return people. They freak me out. Hello, thank you for being here. Yeah, see, a factory research. A factory research. Because again, I have forgotten how to talk. Factory reset. That's the best way that you can protect yourself. Is doing a complete factory reset. Again, make sure you have all of your information, like write down all your passwords. Make sure do a complete factory reset before you go and take your phone in. Just because you don't ever want to take it in with any personal information on it, even to one of these places you don't know. The guy behind the counter, even at a legitimate place, that one dude could be a jerk and he could be trying to scam you. You don't know. There's no way of knowing. So just be careful. Joe. I'm sure it was, Joe. I'm sure. Yes, the popo needs to know no. I say it for you. Cher made me some amazing, amazing fan art, and I'm going to feature it in my video on Monday. I'm very excited. I shared it on Instagram. It's beautiful. I love it when people send me stuff. If you want to send me that stuff, you can send it to me on Instagram, or you can send it to me in my email, which is bethgibbons74@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. I am going to be having a fabulous week this week. I love you, Christina. No problem, Cher. I'm going to put it in my Monday video, my makeup and MLM video, because those are my videos that get the most views, if you really want to know. So I like to put them in those ones so that we can make sure that everybody sees them, because I love getting artistic things like that. I don't think so. Christina and I are going to have a live love fest. So, yeah. The best way to protect yourself is by watching my videos and other people's videos, because I'm sure that a lot of us out here are doing videos, especially on tax scam right now, since it is tax season. And keep yourself aware of what's out there, what to look out for, and how to protect yourself. Always the best way. Again, let your loved ones know, especially the elderly people. They tend to get taken the most. For some reason, they did this lovely CC. I could go watch CC's other video. Woohoo! I will go watch it. I have not seen it, but I will go watch it. I do like CC. So, yeah, the best way, protect yourself. Make sure that you watch all of the videos you can on this. Make sure that you pay attention to the news. A lot of times they cover these scams in the news too and do warnings. So definitely make sure that you check that out. Let elderly people know. That's what I was going to say. Thank you. Now I've found my place in my conversation here. let the elderly people know. For some reason, they did a study and it says that the people that are getting taken the most by scams right now are those that are very, very young. Like, you know, the 18, 19, 20 to 25 people, they are getting taken, or elderly people, especially by these types of tax scams and whatnot, because younger people don't always know. So make sure that you let the younger people in your life know too. I'm going to start making some content probably for younger people more so, just like early 20 somethings, because most of my viewers are like in their 30s, which is great because I'm turning 35. So I'm not saying anything against that. That makes perfect sense. But I just want to make sure that I also reach younger people out there since they're getting taken a lot, a lot. And yes, there you go. Like Joe says, if it sounds too good, don't do it ever. Ever. I say that even when it comes to multi-level marketing. If it sounds too good, do not do it. And yes, if you have anything you want to send me, like any scams that are in your area, even, I am down for covering them. You can send it to my email, which is right here on the screen. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. I'll update the Facebook link soon here. And let me know, because I feel like, you know, that you can never spread too much awareness and education about scams. There's so many scams out there, so many. And if it's happening in one place, the chances of it happening anywhere else are pretty high. They tend to, jump from place to place to place. That's why I pay attention to the US a lot too. And I recommend that the US pay attention to Canada and the scams that are going on there. Because oftentimes, if a scam starts in the US and I start hearing about it going on there, within a few months, it's moved to here. Or vice versa. So sometimes you get almost like a heads up about what's about to come to your country, that kind of thing. Thank you so much, Cher. I am going to go and have a little sleepover with my kiddo tonight. I slept a lot this afternoon. There probably will not be a video out tomorrow because it is Sunday and I'm going to be resting so that I do feel better. Of course, there will be an MLM and Makeup Monday video, so of course stay tuned for that. I hope everybody is having a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Be careful if you are doing your taxes still. Good on you guys that already did it. But if you are still doing your taxes, be careful. Be careful of these scams. Don't let them take you. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, have a fabulous night. Have a fabulous Sunday. Again, follow me on social media. Think of becoming a member. I have created a $1.99 tier because I don't like charging too much. I feel like it's weird to ask people for money still. I don't know. Maybe I still have some MLM sales guilt I have to work through or something. I don't know. So yeah, I have made that. So if it's not already up there, it will be up there very shortly. So, hopefully then more people can join. Thank you, Joe. I hope so too. I really do. I haven't been out much though because we are in lockdown here and have been for a while. We've been in lockdown pretty much this whole year, by the way, where it's been like we're allowed to go outside for like 2-3 weeks and then we go back into it. And then we have like a couple weeks outside, then we go back into it. Like that's how I feel like this whole year is gone. So I don't go out much unless I'm going to the store to grab groceries. So I'm hoping it's not that because I've been really careful. But of course, there's not much I can do. And since I'm in Canada, they're only doing, 40 and over now. I'm 35 this year. And 40 and over can go get the shot. I'm like, if I was 5 years older. So yeah, I probably won't be able to get that until the summer. So, I mean, I can't really complain we're in lockdown because I like to be here and not sick. So I'm hoping it's just a flu because we had all 4 seasons in the past 2 weeks. We literally had summer where it was like 24 degrees outside and beautiful summer days, humid. Then we actually had like some spring where we had like some rain, and then it got a little bit cooler, so it was like fall, and then it snowed for 2 days. So then we had full on winter, and then now we're kind of back to like a cooler spring. Like it's still kind of springy, but there's quite a wind outside, and it's a little cool. So I'm like, we have literally had every single season in the last 2 weeks, and I'm thinking I'm probably just got a cold from that because I don't feel too fluey, and I hear that's more of the virus. So I'm hoping I don't have a virus. I think it's just because my body like is like, why did we just go through all the seasons in 2 weeks? Now I'm sick. It would help if you didn't go in 500 accounts trying to ask me this everywhere. I'm just saying. So guys, New England. I only like the football team in New England. But yes, the weather is you guys have a lot of rain and then cold and warm and rain and cold and warm as well. And I still can't believe that we had like full on snow hail for 2 days this past week. Anyway, guys, hopefully, yeah, the Pats. That's right. We are Pats fans. We are. My husband especially collects it. Collects all of the sports paraphernalia. Hi. So I am going to go have some fun with my little one, which is my favorite thing to do. I love the weekends for that. So I will talk to you all very, very shortly. And again, on Monday, there'll be an MLM and makeup video, since, people seem to get a kick of me not knowing how to do makeup. Yes, go Pats, go. And no matter where you are and what you're doing, I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous day, night, whatever time it is where you are. Even you, Steve. Just try and have a good night.
Early. Like almost early. Or almost
I love you,
nighttime.
Hannah. It's almost nighttime. That's right. Take care, and I will see you on Monday. Mwah! Bye! Steve, that kiss, it missed you. It jumped like right over your head, took a corner.
And make sure you cover your ears. Bye!
You never give anyone any warning. I am so sorry, guys. I didn't get warning either, and it was in my ear if you feel any better.
At least you got to cover your ears.
Well, I don't think anyone had time.